Hello. Well, guess what? It's week 19 poetry with Melvina Germain. So I invite you all to come and share a cup of tea and listen to some of my poetry. I just got this, so it's extremely hot. So let's see. Mm, very good. I think perhaps it's regular tea this morning, and that's just fine with me too. I have a song I wrote, and I'd like to read it as a poem. I wrote it and I just love it so much. I love reading it, so I want to read it for you this morning. And it's called I Will See You Again. I will see you again in the midst of the midnight sun, with my arms wrapped around you then. Oh, my darling, I know I will be seeing you again. And though the years have drifted through the wind, and my tears fell long to the ground, whispers came from so far away with a message just for me to say, I will see you again in the drizzle of the warmest rain, fearing not a lover's pain, for I know I will see you again. Oh, my darling, I know I will see you again. Let me hear the beating of your drum, thinking back when love making was never done, resting my head upon your chest, feeling the beat of old happiness. I know I will see you again. Oh, my darling, I know I will see you again. Round the corner with old time friends, on the green grass where we lay so still, listening to the sound of the whippoorwill. I will see you again in the drizzle of the warmest sun, fearing not a lover's pain, for I know I will see you again. I know I will see you again, counting berries in our blueberry bush, watching rainbows cover us with love in the presence of a blue white dove. I will see you again. I will see you again in the drizzle of the warmest rain, fearing not a lover's pain, for I know I will see you again. There you have it. I wanted to read that so bad. It kept popping up when I was looking through my poems this morning. I didn't really choose anything to read to you. Hmm, here's one, but you know what? It's so long, I don't think I want to go with that one. We'll leave that as a single poem, shall we? Let's see what else we have here. Sonnets? No, sonnets. I have a poem called Danny. Let me read that to you. Waiting patiently. The train whistle blows, afraid, nervous. What if he doesn't show? My life, my love, please be there. I've waited so long, shed many a tear. The train has stopped, with passengers unboarding. My body is shaking, perspiration pouring, blood pressure at its peak. I'm weak on my feet, anxiety attacking, my heart heavily beats. Please, Danny, please come through that door. The conductor is moving the bench off the floor. The train is moving, last passenger out. Oh, where are you, Danny? I'm starting to shout. I slowly turned, started walking away, crying, sobbing. I've wasted another day. Danny doesn't love me. He played me for a fool. Oh, I thought he was the exception to the rule. I reached home, sat down on my bed, disappointed, sad, so full of dread. The telephone rang. I heard a faint voice say, so sorry to inform you, Danny passed away. Now that was a very sad poem. Very sad poem. Unfortunately, it happens. And that's what I read about. On the next page I have a red dot that indicates that maybe this poem was read once before, or maybe I didn't think I should read it. It's called Menopause, a change of life. Some of us are quite familiar with that term, menopause. Oh my, it's blistering hot. Please, please stop. I feel like I'm standing over a steaming pot. Beads of sweat pouring down my face. Inopportune times, embarrassing place. I'm fed up with this inward inferno. Burning, burning from the inside out. Wake during the night soaking wet. Listless, tired, out of bed I get. How long will it last? 10 years, you say? Oh no, Lord, take this misery away. Good news, help on the way. Books and products line the shelves today. I sit and ponder about the women of yesteryear, why the mental institutions kept them there. Menopause, a change of life. Educate yourself, eliminate the strife. Well, the nice thing about it these days is people talk about it, men and women. People seem to understand what menopause is, a natural thing that females go through. I remember once working in my store and I was taking care of a lady who was buying a few products, and her husband was standing beside her, and he looked me in the eye. He said to me, "What is wrong with you?" I was sweating beads coming up here and just dripping down, and that's how it was with me for 10 years. And that's why I mentioned 10 years in the poem. I did suffer with menopause, but I learned how to handle it. So his wife whispered, you know what she's going through. I went through it too, don't you remember? And I said, why are you whispering? It's a natural thing that I'm going through. And I looked him in the eye and I said, I'm going through the menopause. And he turned red. He was actually embarrassed by it. And his wife was too. But I felt good. Just let it go. Let it out. It's normal. What else can you do? So that was my poem on menopause and a little bit about one of my experiences. Didn't tell you about running down the hall with my sleeveless on in the middle of winter because I'm burning hot while everybody is cold. Anyway, that's just the way it was. Let's find you another poem, shall we? I don't know if I read that one before. Scent of Love sounds pretty. Sitting writing love letters by hand, I pause with thoughts of you every moment because I can. A sweet scent of Clinique permeated the air. I knew then you were near. For every moment I live in this life, I want you with me as my wife. Well, Clinique happens to be one of my favorite perfumes. That along with Liz Taylor's White Diamonds. Those are my 2 cents. There's probably others that are far more expensive that I just can't afford. However, that Heart of Longing is another poem. It says untitled and then it says Heart of Longing. Obviously, I gave the title later. Let me read it for you. I haven't read it in a while. My body, draped with a cast of blue, pondering lonely nights and empty days, missing you. I sit alone. My heart beats like the thumping of old drums in deepest Africa. I weep as the remnants of nostalgia visit the landscape of my mind. There, in a moment's pleasure, I see your image and feel your supple skin on my fingertips once again. For just a moment, we lay beneath the stars, soaking up the warmth of love and enjoying the heat penetrate our bodies. The moment is not long enough, for reality abruptly appears, and once again the pain presents itself. My body weakens, and the tears wash me like a weeping willow, long and steady. I have no strength, for I am locked in a desert of sadness. Unfortunately, that happens to some people. I'm afraid to even figure out what this one is about. Calgary, rest upon the mountain? Well, it's a short poem, so I'll read it. Calgary, rest upon the mountain, enjoying the noonday sun, basking in its favor while our day has begun. O sun, shine abundantly, soothe all your warmth. May this day be a blessing in the aftermath of pain. Let our city come together and flourish greatly again. That was written June 26, 2013. What was going on at that particular time? I can't remember. Perhaps all my poems should include an introduction, so when I read them a lot later, I know where my mind was at that time. I read this poem to you before. I do believe Linda, it's called. Oh, wait. Sad and glitter hiding in the caps. I don't think I did read that poem. Let me read the poem called Linda, and then we'll see what it means to you. Mm-hmm. Whatever it means to you. Linda. She's the woman with a pleasant face, from a fine and proud race. Linda holds a quiet demeanor with a soft-spoken voice. She knows what she wants, usually making the right choice. Many see her as a rival. Linda cares about her survival. She intimidates the low and selfish few, for Linda has long paid her dues. In the stillness of an evening, when her presence is seen, many cower and shudder as she sits like a queen. The jealousies are vivid, abundantly they hover, while Linda sits hour after hour at that steel machine, that mountain of numbers, pictures, and scenes. There is no challenge, thus just the push of a button. The wanting few sit with minds of a glutton. But dear Linda seems to have the right touch. Others sit back and envy her much. Faces sad and glare, hiding in a capsule of jealous fear. When these jealous vixens can't take much more, they rise up slowly and head for the door. How about a glass of wine, Linda? Cheers to you, girl. Linda is obviously a gambler in that place where some people go to hide, to stay away from reality. Obviously, she was of an interest to me, so I wrote the poem called Linda. Fooled is the next poem I like to read for you. You see them there, walking boldly among society, hurling stones, speaking with false tongue, brutes, vile, insecure. Hatred of self, they pounce on the poor, painting red and black stains on golden doors, wiping their feet on trash, soaking up odors of their own darkness, totally empowered by blankets of green, lies and deceit become an abundant scene. Who can fight back against legal guns and fists? Tortured minds groan and twist. Fearful, we stand upon our land with no truthful helping hands. After years of heartache and pain, we find we had nothing to gain. Fooled was the name of that poem, which was written January 17th, 2011. Again, whatever it means to you. I'm so happy to have you here visiting with me while I have my cup of tea and sharing my poetry. Let me put the ones I read over here. Have another sip of tea with you. Oh, it's perfect now. Not too hot and not too cold. Mind you, I love my tea cold as well. I have here handwritten, every now and then I have a handwritten poem that pops up, as you can see. Can you see that? It's called Evening Jen. Every now and then I like to share a zen with my friends on Facebook. And this is one of the ones that I shared some time ago. Let me see if I can read my own writing, shall we? Eternalizing the symbolism of unique individuals in this magnificent world takes us on an almost endless journey. Once we learn to meditate, to drift into that place of awesome peace, the images we see are more than anatomically correct. They have blossomed into a higher consciousness, far beyond our imaginations. That's my evening zen, and I'm not sure when I wrote that, so we'll let that go, shall we? I'm reading maybe too many. I'm going to read one more for week 19, and then I'm going to do some short videos, some singles, also a week 19, but an extension of week 19. This one is called And So I Dream. Do I repent my thoughts of you, these wondrous jewels of crystal blue? Must I suppress those inner feelings and thirst the thirst of royal juice? My words are mine, my thoughts divine. I torture not the sight of you. My rainbow curves around your beam, and you become a glorious scene. Held within the valley of no pain, thoughts of you have infinitely gained. The thickened syrup of life's flesh fountain have trailed the slippery slope. Oh, as my imagination soars, my thoughts create a diva's roar. I laugh with the intensity of a queen, as you have given me my crown, my radiant smile, my pleasing sigh, my tranquil moments, my inner high. I bask in ecstasy as my thoughts of you abound. So I live this lonely life, of which I shall not change. Thoughts of you have granted me pleasure, and always within my range. I fear no implications, I hurt no one at best. I dare say, solace I have found, it seems I've passed life's test. Your name rolls sweetly off my tongue, and your Scottish accent makes me smile. Many nights as I'm thinking only of you, your image soothes me all the while. My pillow I'll hold on nice and tight, and your warmth will come on through. James, tonight, my sweet, I have these words. Happy Valentine's to you. As I reach the end, I realize when I wrote this poem and who I wrote it for. So now I've shared it with the world. Oh, well, it was meant for you, James. You know where you are. You know how I feel about you. That will never change. And now everybody knows. And that's okay. That was going to be the last poem, but I see there's another one here called Walking with Angels. So this will be the last poem. Again, let me have one more sip of tea. Mmm, it just goes down so nice in my throat. It just feels good. Walking with Angels. Oh, God's heavenly shore, as you walk by his side. Let me start again, please. Walking with angels. On God's heavenly shore as you walk by his side. Your feet massaged by the warm white sand. A glorious path in the promised land. Today you found peace. Your fears truly released. No time to ponder on what once was. For your work begins with the good Lord above. He took you away from earth's body of pain and gave you an infinite life of spiritual gain. You'll sigh no more, no more tears will you shed, for with Jesus beside you, you'll be spiritually led. May God welcome you into his kingdom of heaven. May you dine at his table where he is the head, and may the angels surround you, forming wings of protection. May you stand with the King during life's resurrection. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming and sharing some time with me while I sip a cup of tea and read you my poetry. It's my pleasure. I love coming here every week and sharing poetry with you. God bless you all.